Dobrekkers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to the second video that I'm posting tonight. Thank you so much for all the love on my videos recently, and thank you for choosing to spend even a little portion of your day and your night with me, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate it. Alright, we have clarification, and finally, I can report to you that Jeff Wittek is planning on suing David Dobrik. Now, for that, I am literally just gonna get up and fucking do a round of applause because it was so over needed. This was something that should have been done very early on. However, I'm not going to put that blame on Jeff, and I'm not gonna whatever. But all I'm saying is, like, a lot of people have been saying from the start. This is my Nana's, by the way. She bought me this whenever I moved in. It's like a medicated chapstick. It's not the most enjoyable, but whenever you do it and you get like that rush of smell, it reminds me of my Nana, so it's very sweet. I just saw it on the floor and had to do it. But anyway, we have literally been rooting for him to sue David from the start because he went on that press tour after it happened. So this was the incident on the excavator in which David Dobrik was on running the machine and he was filming at the same time. Jeff Wittek was hanging on to like one of the cranes and he was spinning around. David Dobrik did it really fast and then he like didn't know how to stop it, so then it all just came to a stop. Jeff comes crashing. He had to get eye surgery, like head surgery, so many different things he's had to get done now because of David Dobrik being careless and just wanting vlog footage over safety. So we're aware of that controversy that happened. However, a lot of people don't remember that whenever that happened and Jeff had his surgery, or at least one of his first ones, like immediately after, because he's had a couple, he went on this like press tour defending David, and most infamous was going on Frenemies, where he was ride or die going after supporting David. And this was whenever David was under a lot of fire because of the SA claims from Hannah against Dirty Dom that David was then involved in. Did he orchestrate it? And then Jeff was involved too. And Jeff was really the only member of the vlog squad, if we're actually including Natalie and David too, who was speaking up in defense of David when these claims are coming forward. So not only was he defending David in the moment of the accident after it happened, he was also defending David, the only one, around those allegations. So a lot of people are very confused as to, why he's suing now. Listen, I'm just gonna put it down to he had this intense injury within his head. That fucks with your brain. He probably was very adrenaline, doesn't know what to do whenever this initially happened, and he was supporting David. He could have lost his career if he didn't. There were so many things, and now he's had time. He's had many other surgeries. He's had, time to process and think about it, and not immediately after it. I think he's coming to way more conclusions now, and that's why I will defend him in this one, even though I don't like Jeff. So, to the people saying, why didn't he sue him back then? That's kind of my answer, well, speaking for him there. And also, the only thing that he wanted of David, whenever he was doing this little press tour, was for David to pay for his hospital bills. We've talked about this, where he wanted David to pay for the surgeries, and he wouldn't sue him. And apparently David has not even paid them yet, and then Natalie was making up excuses that she didn't get the emails, and it's just a full fucking mess. So Jeff has, kind of hinted at it on his own podcast, which, by the way, is not the worst podcast in the entire world. I gave it a shot for a couple episodes because I'm, watching for information, and it was not as bad as I thought it would be. I don't want to compliment it any further than that because it's very, guy talk, and I'm not really for that. But it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be, so shout out. Also, do you remember whenever he was launching the podcast, he had to, launch it early so he could be on Frenemies with the Jeff FN back? It was a mess. So, on that podcast, he has talked about the fact that maybe he'll consider legal routes. So, he went on this podcast, which is called Bradley Martin's Raw Talk. They have 265k subs. Their podcast with Jeff came out on 5th of April, 2022. It has 180,000 views. The title is Jeff Wittek versus David Dobrik, getting Mike Tyson to fight again, and boxing randoms in Miami. So you can go watch. I'm going to watch a clip from it for fair use commentary purposes, but if you want to watch the entire thing, it is over 2 hours long. It is actually very interesting. I would go click. Alright, so for context at this part, they're kind of talking about business ventures and deals that Jeff has upcoming or that he's done in the past, and then they start talking about the David thing really randomly. So I'm just warning you, it's a bit all over the place just for a second.
Stars and actors being at my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was nice enough to be in my $80,000 budget short film.
Whoa, how'd you get the $80,000 selling drugs? Actually, that's how you got the money to
Yeah, there's raw
That's
talk,
fucking
right? You want
dope.
fucking raw talk?
No, but that's true. It's the truth.
I've lost $200,000 in a phone call. I've like had somebody hit me up like, "Yo, we got popped. It's done," and I had to deal with that. And then there's a lot of struggles there too. So I'm like numb to all this bullshit now because I've already gone through so many stages of my life.
Yeah. So when did you realize like social media was a way for you to go?
Here we go.
When everything was going wrong, and I started getting hit up with opportunities and brand deals from major brands, American Express and stuff like that, and I'm like, why the fuck am I going to sell weed when I'm getting offered this trip to?
But because obviously for brands to start hitting you up, be like, hey,
you gotta have followers. Yeah.
How did you start getting followers?
Okay.
Because I love your personality. I think you're fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
I love
man.
the type of humor. I'm just
Same.
curious where it started.
I need a big guy like this on the team.
One thing I do want to say is it's kind of interesting the rise that Jeff had, because Jeff was in prison and Jeff has very openly talked about different crimes that maybe he's done or been involved with. And then he was introduced in the Vlog Squad by David as kind of the token jail person. So they would always make like prison jokes about Jeff, like sending him back to prison, that he was violent. Like this was, the way they make like fat jokes about their friend Jonah, who I'm pretty sure is even called Nick, and I'm pretty sure Jonah is like an offensive, like they're comparing him to something, I don't know. Oh, Jonah Hill, isn't it, right? But anyway, they have like different people in the Vlog Squad that they make jokes with, like Toddy, they make jokes that he's an alcoholic. With Jeff, it was that he's like the violent one and the prison one. So it's ironic that that turned into David doing that kind of thing on Jeff. So it's interesting seeing his rise up. So yeah, around the time where he was in the Vlog Squad, I take it he was still selling DREGS, which I don't know if people knew because I don't think they would have talked about it in the Vlog Squad.
I know you're already kind of taken. You have a crew.
No, I got my own. I'm my own crew. What you mean?
And I'm a free.
They don't even got me on the fucking podcast.
Yeah, I'm a free agent right now too. I don't know if you know. If you've been keeping up with the news.
Yeah, no, I mean that's something I want to talk to you about.
Here we go.
We gotta touch. We're gonna be light on that.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's fucking raw talk,
But what? So let me ask then. What's the deal right now with David?
I mean,
what can you say?
We're not really talking, I'm just
predictable.
Really fucking pissed off just hearing the stuff he said. Imagine somebody does something to you like that and then kind of puts out a video where...
So this is the Casey Neistat movie he's talking about, where David went on and basically blamed Jeff for the accident, that Jeff always pushes it too far, he always wants to do the most extreme thing, and David said he was just like fulfilling Jeff's wish. So that's what he's talking about here.
They blame you the whole time and then throw you a little fucking sorry this happened to you at the end of it. That really set me off. So I was like, all right, this guy's never going to learn. I guess I'll just talk to some lawyers, see what they think, let them handle it, take it. Because I can't have this stress in my life. If I want to come on camera and be funny and
so is it becoming like a real legal thing?
Yeah, and it takes a lot of your energy out. It'll put you in a bad mood when you have to get on the phone with a lawyer and go over an accident video that you regret, and you gotta fucking watch it 100 times over and over again. But you have to go through that stuff when it comes to these things. So that's why I just try to...
I would be really interested to see how the legal battle with this would go, because I feel like there's so much evidence against David that he wasn't, doing it responsibly. He didn't have health and safety team. He didn't have protocols on what went wrong and like how he handled it if he hasn't paid the hospital bills, if they maybe signed a contract that, Jeff wouldn't sue him if they did the hospital bills and he hasn't done that. Like, I don't mean to be biased here, but I feel like there is just so much room for David to lose this lawsuit. And I think as well because David has, gone on platforms that have made so many jokes about it. The roast of like Bryce Hall, they made a lot of like excavator jokes and they made a lot of like eye jokes and stuff because of Jeff's surgery. I really don't know much about the legal world, but I feel like Jeff would easily win a lawsuit against David for what he did. Like, what do you think? Like, let me know what you think, but I feel like really strongly about that. Anyway, let's finish off the clip. Here we go.
Deal with those calls and that stuff when I have to, and then just get back to, enjoying life.
So let's take it back to what I was saying before. So you see these guys, you're at Vine. When were you like starting to build your platform? When were you starting to build Jeff Wittek on the internet?
Well, I met Rudy Mancuso.
And then we go into Vlog Squad stuff. Alright, but that's very interesting to know, and a lot of yous were wondering when he was going to progress this conversation with David, so now we know that he is planning on, not even planning, he is suing David. Important question, want you to let me know if you think, who would win this lawsuit? And what would he sue necessarily for? Because I don't really understand the legal terminologies. He's not gonna like Katie Joy sue him for defamation. He could, you know, for the smear campaign, I guess. But what would he sue him for? Like personal endangerment or like bad workplace or like what would it be? Let me know down below. Do you think that Jeff would win it? And I love you. Thank you for watching my video and I will see you in my next one and bye. Mwah.